What's good? What's good? Welcome to Rabbit's Reality. As you can see, I'm a Bears fan. It's all sports, all day. You know what I'm saying, Doc? On this channel. So sit back, relax, and let's get into some mainly Bears and Bulls. There's a little bit of everything, you know? We are the Bears, shuffling through, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good. Blowing your mind, I knew you would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble. We're just here to do the Super Bowl show.
Well, they call me sweetness, and I like to dance. Running the ball is like Mickey Moe Dance. We had to go since training camp to give Chicago a Super Bowl champ. And we're not doing this because we're greedy. The Bears are doing it to feed the needy. We didn't come here to look for trouble. We just come here to do the Super Bowl show.
This is Speedy Will, and I'm world class. I like running, but I love to get the pass. I practice all day and dance all night. I gotta get ready for the Sunday fight. Now, I'm as smooth as a chocolate swirl. I dance a little funky, so watch me, girl. There's no one here that does it like me. My Super Bowl show will set you free.
I'm Samurai Mike, I stop 'em cold. Part of the defense, big and bold. I've been jamming for quite a while, doing what's right and setting the style. Give me a chance, I'll rock you good. Nobody messing in my neighborhood. I didn't come here looking for trouble. I just came to do the Super Bowl show.
We are the Bears, shuffling through, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good. Blowing your mind like a newbie would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble. We're just here to do the Super Bowl show. Uh-huh. 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 Uh-huh.
I'm the funky QB known as McMahon. When I hit the turf, I've got no plan. I just throw my body all over the field. I can't dance, but I can throw the field. I motivate the cats, I like to tease. I play so cool, I aim to please. That's why you all got here on the double to catch me doing the Super Bowl shuffle.
I'm on the boy Otis, one of a kind. The ladies all looking for my body and my mind. I flip on the floor as I can be, but ain't no sucker gonna get past me. Some guys are jealous of the common class. That's why I something up on that. I didn't come here looking for trouble. I'm just getting down to the Super Bowl show.
Say, Jimmy can do it. I sure can. This is Steve, and it's no wonder. I run like lightning, fast like thunder. So bring on the Donna, bring on Dallas. This is what Mike and Papa Bear House. But I'm not here, the feathers ruffle. Just ain't here to do the Super Bowl show.
I'm LA Mike, and I play it cool. Don't sneak.
Right there. The Bears. You know? Now, you're looking at a Bears fan since 84. So that means longer than anybody of y'all motherfuckers been alive. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can't tell me nothing about Bears, first of all. You know? Second, the whole time I've been a Bears fan, right? Since 84. Now, we haven't been in the Super Bowl since I began loving the Bears. Right? All I always ask for is competition. Just be competition, you know. I don't want to sit here and say I expect us to be in the Super Bowl every single year, right? But I do want to be competition, right? So we go back to where I began loving the Bears, 84. Decent season. But it was right before we blew all the way up. The 85 season, right? I was a little kid sitting there watching the game. Everything seemed like an arcade game when you were looking at the Bears back then. The defense was just
Just plain nasty, right? Fast forward all the way to now. I done seen every quarterback come through this thing, GMs and all that. Nobody care about no GM. Like when I hear people screaming, whine about fire the GM and all this nonsense, like, what are you talking about? Don't nobody give a fuck about who's the GM. Who gives a fuck about presidents? None of that. Since I've been a Bears fan, I don't even know these people's names. I'm just finding out Pace name. I don't care. The product on the field is the only thing I pay attention to, right? So according to the so-called Bears fans all on the internet, right? Starting with the ones that's on NBC Sports, you know, when you got Alex Brown up there, you know, you got Briggs, then you got somebody named Cap, who whole goal this season is to get Nagy fired. That's all he here for, right? Now, once you made yourself clear, Cap, early in the season that you want him fired, why every show after that have to be him getting fired? They can win the game, and that's all y'all talk about. And then to back your argument up from the beginning of wanting them fired, you got to make everything seem, for example, you beat Giants. Oh, the Giants just so terrible. They just the worst team in the league. Look at the quarterback. In fact, he had the quarterback one time. He paid him $18 million. Like, what are you talking about, bro? So you got to just, along the season, you got to have a show on TV. You already showed your bias from the beginning. You want the coach gone. So every show after that is geared towards firing the coach. Now I love the Bears. After the game, I love to hear recaps. I do not like going on CBS Sports, listen to Briggs, Alex Brown, Cap, and offensive lineman. He was decent. Alex Brown was decent. But what the fuck? Who the fuck is Cap? Ballhead dude sitting there always fucking stressed out about Nagy and shit. So all day, Cap, they only on a bitch for an hour. 45, 50 minutes of that is ragging Nagy and shit. They take turns on that too. So it just start here and just go all the way around. So that's another 30 minutes of everybody talking about how bad Nagy is. It's just like, what the fuck? Did y'all forget we just played the game? Oh, we won too. Like, what the fuck? Can we just analyze the game? Got to go in a half hour. Oh, matter of fact, they just going to sign him an offensive lineman. Last 3 weeks, it was all about Jenkins and Bourne for him. He loved them. Man, just like, that's why I think McCaskies, the owners, you can't run your franchise listening to clowns on TV. You just can't do it. Clowns on YouTube. You got YouTubers running around here. Shout out to y'all, man. You bed down. You do the reviews. You do all your little, all your content is fine Nagy. Like, what the fuck is that? Bed down. You got bed down. You got the tape is good shit. The Bears, he do some shit. I think it's called The Tape is Good. Some dumb shit. The Tape Never Lie. That shit. All year long. Everybody. What's the other one? Hogan, Nash, Hogan, that one. That's a little podcast. I like the podcast. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's a good Chicago Bear podcast for anybody who listen to is Hogan some shit. But their whole goal all season was to fucking fire Nagy too. So as a fan, I love the Bears. After each game, sometimes I miss them. It's hard for me to watch the game because I'm in DC and I love Chicago Bears. So of course it's hard for me to watch every game. So when I look on, try to get some recaps from people like Lance Briggs and shit like that, I don't expect them to talk about the game, not their feelings, not how they feel all day, not a feeling recap. So every week we gotta go through Colts feelings, Larry Briggs feelings, Alex Brown feelings, and then main man Cap, whoever the fuck this is, he go all over the place on Channel 4, on everybody's show, the news stations everywhere, screaming fire Nagy. What the fuck? Every Chicago Bear group, fire Nagy. I can't even follow no bad group without feeling like it's just a Green Bay Packer page. Or what are we doing? I don't know what's going on. It's hard for me to figure out every post that a Chicago Bear page put out is a negative post against the team. It's a negative post. Why? What the fuck is that? Now, again, I told you, I've been a Bears fan since 84, right? Bears fan since 84. So that's longer than half of y'all been alive. So y'all can't really tell me too much. You see what I'm saying? I've been supporting the Bears since 84. 84, man. Supporting the Bears. And like I said, I knew nothing about GMs and none of that shit. This is my first time hearing a GM name, this Pace. You feel me? But I could feel what's on the team. What I pay attention to was on the field. And I feel that, right? So as we go through these years, we had Cutler. To me, Cutler was nice. Only problem Cutler had was he was too solo, right? When I say solo, Cutler was more of a let me just do me, stay to myself, and come out just quarterback, right? It can't work like that. As a quarterback, you got to be in tune with all the players on your team. And Cutler just wasn't that type of person that would do that, right? But everything else there was quarterback, right? Everything else about Cutler was he had a bomb arm. You know, he can run. He was mobile. You know what I'm saying? He to me, he's the top 5 quarterback Bears ever had. But the Bears didn't draft him, so that's something different, right? So from him, Jim Harbaugh, to me, is the top 2 is the best quarterback Bears ever had. Jim Harbaugh. But as we go back in time, you had some decent quarterbacks. You had Jim Harbaugh, who was nice. You had Kramer, who was decent. You see what I'm saying? I didn't like Grossman at all, but he wasn't a disaster. You see what I'm saying? Rest of the quarterback was just quarterbacks put in. You feel me? But Harbaugh, Kramer, these were good pickups. Now, fast forward up to Pace. Pace been here 7 years. And when Pace got here, Cutler was here. Or did he make the Cutler move? He made the Cutler move. That was one of the first moves he made. So you can't say that was a bad move, right? Mac. We bring Mac. You can't say that was a bad move. We bring shouts out to motherfucking Quinn, Robert Quinn, for getting the motherfucking Richard Dent sack season record. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Robert Quinn for that. Putting in your work for that thing. You know what I'm saying? I'll get back to that later. So, Quinn, as of now, you got the safety back there. You got 2 safety back there that's decent. That's good pickups right there. His drafts been impeccable. Can nobody deny that Pace draft well? You can't tell me no. You can't do it. You can't just pick out. Oh, what about Mr. Vinci? What the fuck about him? Okay. What about him? What about Montgomery? What about that? You know what I'm saying? What about my middle linebacker? You know, they got snubbed for the Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Ballers. Jason. Then we got a cornerback. All these people he drafted. You know what I'm saying? The lineman. Boom. Jenkins. You know what I'm saying? And the big one of them all, Justin Fields. You know? All these are people he drafted. You know? You can't say, oh, no, what kind of move was that? Then when the player ball out, then it's like, that was a good move. No. It was a good move when he got him because he on our team. You can't y'all. It's like y'all want to take away the people what they did, and then glorify the shit that you don't like. Like you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? To me, Pace is one of the top GMs in this league this year. I mean, since he's been there. The moves he made, Monument Hicks, these are ballers. The fuck? If we get a season where all of them is just stay healthy, all for like 10 games at the most, just give us 10 solid games during the season, then ready for the playoffs, they ballers. That whole defense ballers. Defensive coordinator, he's young, but I can't hate on him. That's a good move by Nagy. Can't hate on Nagy for hiring this defensive coordinator. You might didn't like it when he first named it again. But when it's all said and done, that was a damn good ass defensive coordinator this year. So you can't later on and be like, oh, see now he's a good defensive coordinator. But Nagy slopped. Nagy hired him. Nagy put him in that spot. Nagy saw that. You feel me? Nagy get here. He had to deal with Mitch. He wasn't here during the draft. The guy had Mitch was here. He was told Mitch was here. He was told they about to get Mitch. His first press conference. He told you then. He's going to work with Mitch. I mean, what are you supposed to do? So since Nagy been there, he's been working with Mitch the first year, right? The next year, he starts saying that Mitch is not going to be what he wants. But meanwhile, you got Nagy, who haven't picked his quarterback yet, right? So he on a team for 3 years without picking his own quarterback. He might have a say in getting Foles because he know the system, stuff like that. Him and Pace get together, think who can pick up the system quick and all that. Foles, yes. Bring him in, a Super Bowl MVP. You bring him in, you know. You bring in Dalton, you know what I'm saying? Been in playoffs multiple times. You feel me? But listen to the Bears fans. Pace, he fucked the whole quarterback thing up. You feel me? But if he didn't make the moves he made, it'd been a completer disaster this year. Without Kramer. I mean, without the quarterbacks he had. Each one of them won a game. So to me, I think Nagy, first of all, the first year he went 12-4, cool. But that proved that his philosophy works from the beginning. That you wasn't going off, was he a good coach at the time, right? Because he'd never been a head coach. That was his first season ever being a coach, right? So you can't say, all right, he did a damn good job of being a coach because he don't know what a coach was at the time. He haven't grown into be a coach, right? So 12-4 was basically his scheme. His scheme, that's what got us 12-4. As time went on, the players changed, getting hurt and stuff like that. And then you stuck with Mitch, who you don't feel like is what you want in your system. If you nag, right? But you're dealing with him. You're 8-8, you go to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You're second in the NFC. You go again, 8-8. You might back in, but you're in. You're fucked. Right? So you're in the playoffs. Can't deny that. Right? Could have made it last. I mean, one of those years when it was funky at the end of the season and they got bounced out. But that's how it happens. Right? So here we go with a COVID year, COVID season. Y'all can't tell me, if you a Bear fan, can't tell me that this team stayed without multiple injuries. You can't tell me Tampa Bay can tell you they got injuries. Green Bay can tell you they had injuries. Dallas can tell you they had injuries. But Bears can't say they had injuries. When they had the most. With that, coupled with the COVID shit, how can you fire a coach under these type of circumstances, first of all? That's first, before I get to anything else. Why would you fire a coach under circumstances of, let's see, it's a complete fall off the table disaster, a la Jaguars, right? Jaguars. Quarterback, that was That coach was a disaster, right? You turn the page from disasters. You're not going to tell me that a coach that took your team to playoffs 2 out of 3 years he's been coaching is a fucking disaster. It's hard for you to talk that into something. You know? Can't tell me it's a disaster. You just start saying, picking around and say, well, maybe he didn't give us the offense we wanted. Again, that goes back to he didn't never have the quarterback that he wanted. If he was in the war room at the time when Mitch and everybody was drafted, I guarantee you he would have had Mahomes. I mean, he would have picked what's his name first? He wouldn't have got Mitch. We already can tell what this type of player is. He was in Kansas City, molding Mahomes. That was the quarterback coach that did that, right? Matt Nagy, right? And he was all under the plan of Holmes set the year under a quarterback that was a veteran, that was better than the veteran we had. That's all there was to that. If that veteran we had was a tad bit better at quarterback, we could have kept Justin Fields completely off the field the whole season. That was his goal. Remember, everybody wanted him fired because he put Justin Fields out there. He told you from the beginning, QB1 is the redhead. Nobody liked that. Everybody wanted him fired from that point on because he did that. It turned out he was right about that. The man just wasn't ready to be in the NFL game. He athletically ready. His arm talent is ready. His skills is ready. His mental aspect is ready. But his first time on the football field in the NFL, he wasn't ready for that. Right? So to me, Matt Nagy needs that chance right there. Right? We gave you 3 years, right? You took us to the playoffs twice out of those 3 years. Now this year it was funky. Got the COVID. You got people. This was a crazy year, right? And for him to manage the craziness, right? This is something spectacular too. Manage all this craziness and keep the team together. Even though people that's supposed to be liking the Bears, always telling them to get rid of him. Right? The team players don't even know what the hell y'all talking about. Like, what are you talking about, man? This is one of the best coaches I ever had. The fuck y'all keep talking about? What are y'all talking about right now? We don't have 3-4 different players step out on a limb, not just say, all right, he's a good guy, Nah, just one of my best coaches. He's a damn good coach. Like, what? One of the players say, oh, he's one of the best. Matter of fact, he is the best coach I ever had. Wow. He played in Alabama, where the coach was Nick Saban. What's his name? And he said Matt Nagy was more personal than him. Now you see what I'm saying? Let's get on Matt Nagy again. 4 years. And I finished the 4th year. He even finished the 4th year. Right? So if you get fired, like you knee-jerk reacting like a motherfucker, right? Like in this season, he's gonna be 34 and like 31 or something like that for his career. Out of 4 seasons. Bill Belichick first 4 seasons was the opposite. He was 31 and 34. Lost 34 games to 31 games. Only won 31 in his first 4 seasons. Matt Nagy won't surprise that. Easy. There's no way Matt Nagy's first 4 seasons will be worse than Bill Belichick's. Right? And what happened? Cleveland fired him, right? And what happened after that? They wish they never fired. Because what? You're not letting that coach grow into being a coach. And I think, just like you do quarterback, I think a coach have to grow into being a coach. That 4th season is their season. Where they done everything is to switch the hit on them. All cylinders for coaching. And I think now they ready. Unless you got a coach that has already been a coach before. But Matt Nagy wasn't. Assistant. So you bring an assistant in his first time ever being a coach, and you don't give him any chance to even learn how to be a coach. A head one at that. Don't give him no chance for that, right? 3 seasons, he take you to the Super playoffs, 2 of those, you still don't have no chance to grow, be a coach without the nonsense, without even fearing your job. If you go to Steelers, you think Tomlin fears his job every fucking season? They ain't like they winning, and he always had a quarterback since day 8. Nagy never had it. Got his now. To me, Justin Fields is the quarterback. I think he has his quarterback, right? So I think he literally deserves a season with Justin Fields. He deserves it. Like you can't just fire him and give Justin Fields to somebody else. When they made the move to go get him, they didn't have to do that. They could have took this firing and just said, "Fuck y'all, bitch. I don't need no future quarterback for y'all franchise. We ain't gonna make no moves like that. We're gonna stay put. We're not even gonna pick no franchise quarterback for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just stick with Andy Dalton, pick some pieces up on defense, and let's roll." They could have done that. But they went up and got a franchise quarterback and handpicked by Matt Nagy. His first one. His first hand picker. And you fire him. Well, you can't do that. First of all, you fucked up when you fired Lovey after 10-6. That was about the worst firing I know to this day. That one right there is still in the back of their mouth. Taste McCaskey's and them. That it just tastes bad when they got rid of Lovey, and nothing have worked since then. So now you gave Lovey 9. I think you should give motherfucking Matt Nagy 7. Because by the time the end of the season coming up, we will know if it's just his coaching. If they not balling out, because you got Montgomery, you got to pick up a receiver though. You got Monty. I mean, you got Montgomery. You got Komet. Let's get this thing. You get rid of what's his name? Number 12. He got to go. You know, get you a bigger receiver instead of paying him. Get somebody else, maybe draft some big player receiver, somebody fast and big and blow the top off. You know what I'm saying? And you catch intermediate passes along with Mooney. And then you got a tangent with Mooney, and you need somebody with Mooney. You got Komet, you got the offensive line, you got Bourne, Jenkins, you got Davis in the middle. I fucks with him too. You know what I'm saying? I still think you need a center. It's just me, right? It's just me. So I think you still should pick up some a left tackle that played left tackle in the league for more than 5 years. They ain't gotta be no Pro Bowler. Just somebody that played more than 5 years at left tackle. Pick that person up. Just in case of Jensen, just something ain't right. You never know. You know what I'm saying? It's only be their second season. You get them, just make sure, even if that's the problem, you still got Justin Fields protection. He's standing the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the 40-year-old is not going to come back next year. You need somebody there just like him. Just in case Bourne and Jenkins does not work. You know? But I think Bourne, Jenkins, you got Davis. You got a core line. You just got to find those pieces in the middle to make it a tough middle. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You got the running backs, both of them. You know what I'm saying? You got 2. You know what I'm saying? You should just find your big one. Somebody that pound. You need a big one. Big running back these days. That's it. Stack everything else on defense. And I think we just come out rocking. I know if we still run from Green Bay, we in the playoffs every year. It's the Green Bay is our problem. For me, it's the Green Bay Packers for me. You know what I'm saying, dog? Even this season, if we would have split one of the ones with Green Bay, this game next week with Minnesota would be huge. Literally be huge. One of us would be going to playoffs and one of us would. Just split one with Green Bay. That's all we need to do. Do you blow a whole team up because you can't split one with Green Bay? Beat the fuck out of Minnesota. You beat the fuck out of Detroit. Everybody else in your whole division gets ass with it. It's just one problem with the one Green Bay. You blow your whole team up for that. Do you do that? Do you bring a whole another coach in with your second-year quarterback, fix everything up, new system again, which will basically make him back to where he was starting them last year? Learning this again. Have to forget what you already learned. You know what I'm saying? This is new shit now. So start the first game off again with him learning the system. No. For this to work, stability. Have to stay from this point all the way to next year. You gotta have stability, bro. Gotta have stability with this young quarterback. If next year this shit don't look good, he's supposed to get fired. In that time, you had Justin Fields have been 2-year veteran now, going to his third season where he'd be way comfortable with any system that comes in. You know what I'm saying? But if not, I think by then, Mac will have us winning. You know? I just really believe in Mac for some reason, that name. And I think right now, by being so quiet, I don't even understand what's going on. But I think the GM pace is going to stay. I really think Nagy's going to stay. It's just too quiet, meaning they're going to evaluate the players at the end. That's what their job is, what they usually do, right? That's what it seems like to me. It's like I don't see you just pulling a plug on Nagy and not knowing if the whole train falls apart. If you pull that little piece of thread out, that coach, where everything falls apart because the defense nasty. I love the defense. You can't help but John Josiah has put on a nice defense. You should add a couple more pieces. That defense is nasty. Hicks is nasty. You got to bring Hicks back. No doubt, whatever you want, whatever his agent want, bring him back. 2-year contract. He will end his career as a Bear. Period. You Matt, you restructure the contract, let him stay till he will end his career as a Bear. But you don't let them two just be old on the field. Now you let them two end their career as Bears. You got players coming behind abundant. You draft defensive tackles. All right. That's it. I think next year we will grow. I know we can get one of those from Green Bay. They haven't seen a quarterback like Justin Fields. Like we haven't had one of those. So I know they're not ready for that. Right? Everything is already plugged in. You got everything in. You got Nagy. Everything is in. You can't pull Nagy out of this. Right? Because now we don't know if that thread you pull will just fall all completely apart. And then we turn into Detroit. We turn into really for real sorry team. So now to me, there's no need to even play with the coach unless it's a bona fide, unprecedented upgrade. If it's not, you just gonna go, okay, fire him now and go fish for another assistant or another this and that. Now you fucked up. Now you just fucked the team up. Right now, if you go in the off season with everybody nagging everybody together, this team has built. Y'all don't understand what stuff like this does for teams. It made them closer than what they were. They've been through hell this year. And they sticking by their coach, and they about to go on a 3-game winning streak to end this year. They're not gonna let my man Justin Fields lose this game. They want him to go out and start next season with this win. So the whole team is behind Justin on this, right? That right there is camaraderie, bro. You got people out there don't understand the camaraderie means something. We went through a tough season this year. Guess what, man? We all together with this shit. Monty, you, Clement, we've been through this shit. You know what I'm saying? Mooney, we've been through some shit this year. Hicks, Matt, you got hurt, man. Quinn, you bust your ass after that. We, motherfucker, Johnson, corners, young corners, y'all bust your ass. Let's do this shit, dog. We a family, right? I really believe if you snatch Nagy out of that, it will fuck the whole thing up. I really do believe this. I really do. So to me, I think it's no other choice but to let Nagy stay there for one season at least, but give him a 2-year contract where nobody's saying well, this is your last season. No shit like that. You gotta have him some stability where he comfortable too and his family comfortable. So you give him a 2-year contract where this year will tell it all. You know what I'm saying? Period. And then you leave. I think you move Pace up and bring another GM. That's cool. Ain't got no problem with that. But I'm talking about what's on the field. What's on the field I like. I watched Jordan. Again, I'm a Bulls fan too. Funny thing. I was a Bulls fan at the same time I was a Bears fan. I started being a Bulls fan at the exact same time. 84. And the whole time after Jordan got drafted, I watched every fucking Bulls game. The struggle was real, my nigga. And once we bust out of that struggle, that team stayed from the struggle all the way to the championship. That where you get Jordan crying at. That's how you get that. Because y'all did it together. We fought through some shit. I can see Monty up there crying there. I can see Jay Fields crying there. If they go to Super Bowl, what? Because what we've been through this season was it. This is how you make teams. You think the 85 Bears team was that bomb the year before? They was good. They wasn't nothing like they were that next season. Why? Because they've been through something that season together as a team. Where they knew in the offseason, we a family, my nigga. I know you, you know me. It's not a new player. I'm not a new player. We know each other. I know what you did last year. We went through some shit. I remember that time you did this and that X, Y, and D on the field, and I came over there and that X, Y, and D. Remember that time, Jenkins, man, you tried to look out for your quarterback, dog? This is the shit. This is the shit I'm talking about. You remember when Nagy threw the red flag out? Perfect timing and got the ball back. We were together as a team. We went through this shit, bro. When you watch that sideline, you see the motherfuckers loving motherfucking their coach, dog. As an owner, if I'm the Caskey, you can't do it. Then let's look at it from the Caskey squad. The only woman owner in the league nobody talks about. A female owner that's not talked about. She owns the Bears, female owner. History. The Bears is 100 years old. She almost 100. So since she been born, the Bears been alive too, right? Her family are the Bears. The Bears were the first team in the NFL, right? So what you do? You can't hire people that are not Bears, right? So you did it 4 or 5 times with every coach. Fox, Duran, who was these coaches, man? They're not Bears. So once you get a coach like Lovey, you get them past the 3, 4, 5 year mark, they Bears. Everything about them Bears now. They bleed Bear. All they talk about is Bear stuff. Beating Green Bay is on their list. That's all they taste now, right? Instead of on the opposite side, bringing in somebody new that just can care less about the Bear rivalry thing. Yeah, okay, it's a rivalry. Yeah, okay. I don't like that. You don't bring coaches in, gotta be like Jim Harbaugh. Some motherfuckers that Bears. They Bears. Right now, Nagy is a Bear. He is a Chicago Bear. Through in and out. From having love for reporters, knowing all the kids' league games, his son in the games. It's just, he is a Bear now. Period. Chicago Bear. He's a Chicago Bear. So I really think keeping him there keep things solidified for us next year. It's the best move to make us stronger for the next season. Be honest with you. The best move is to keep Nagy. That keeps us strong as a unit. And if I'm the Cassies and them, it goes deeper. These two people are good ass people, man. They're good people, right? You can just fire them. Just because they're good people, you don't got to keep them. But that's it. That adds on to, you have your coach. You have a person that's offensive minded. He walks around making plays on his fucking pad, right? He's a people's coach, players coach. You bring another person in, they don't like him. Then you got to go through a whole 3-4 years of getting to know some clown, and then realize he's a clown. We got time for that. McCaskey is 90-something, bro. We keep these people here who, Nagy, who knows the family, love them, talks about them all the time. He know what they want. He know what their gut feelings is. He's a bear now. And to take him out and stick somebody just new in it, I don't think it's good for our squad as a Bears. To be honest with you, it's not going to be good for our squad. So I want to take a listen to a few things that Matt Nagy said in his press conference. Right, we're going to take a look at his press conference and dissect it a little bit. You know. Yeah. Now,
reiterate everything that we thought, how the game went last night. I thought the effort was there. In particular, like the end of the second quarter, with the defense getting the safety, getting 2 points, the offense going down, special team getting the field goal, and then coming out and getting that touchdown. The start of the third quarter, the effort was there. It was a good game for the guys, and just all three phases I thought was good. There was a couple stall points throughout the game, but for the most part, I really appreciated the effort. So we got out doing pretty good injury-wise. No updates from there. So now we'll preparing ready this week for Minnesota. So I'll go ahead and open it up to any questions.
Great, thank you. First question, Dan Leader.
Hey, Matt, as we push forward in week 18 here, is the plan at this point on Monday to hopefully get Justin back in the starting role for Sunday?
Yeah, it is, Dan. We'll get him in here the next couple of days, see where he's at, and then be able to get him going for Wednesday practice. And again, it's always going to come down to his health. It's always going to come down medically where he's at, where we feel he's at, and then get the ball.
I also wanted to ask you about Sean. We obviously entered the season trying to get a feel on kind of how he would adapt to the first season in the coordinator's role. What's left an impression on you about him in that role, and where have you seen him evolve as the season's gone along?
Yeah, the good thing with Sean is, going into it, he at the NFL level, he never experienced calling plays, and I thought right from the very beginning, I thought he's done a great job of adjusting and adapting to the NFL game. And the thing I like about Sean, he's extremely calm, and he does a great job of making sure that the guys feel that there's no panic. He's super smart, so he does a great job scheming with his coaches and preparing. He's evolved this year. It's been neat to see. I think you see it in a lot of games where the defense has come out and schematically done a great job. The guys play hard. His coaches are doing a great job with him. So it's really neat to see. I think when you have a young guy, first time.
True. This is first time being a defensive coordinator. Ever. Nobody in this league tell me he ain't doing a good damn job this year. At all. John Desai defense nasty. First of all, at one point in time, they were leading the whole league and on takeaways. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what defense ranked. So you got Sean Desai, his first year as a head coach. His first year. Now, at the beginning, trust me, I wasn't feeling that because I like coaches that been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But Maybe he took a chance on Sean DeSalvo. You know?
Coordinator that continues to grow. That's all you can really ask for.
Adam Hogue.
Hey, Matt. Good morning.
Yeah.
I realize this is kind of a big picture question that might not be easiest to answer, but just as you look back on these 4 years here in Chicago, can you pinpoint maybe a reason or a few reasons why you just think that this offense never really took off despite you having success with this system previously before getting here?
Yeah, I would say big picture, Adam. And for as every year, you always go back and you look back and see, okay, what are the reasons for different areas within the offense? And I think as the years go on, there's a lot of things that happen, and for different reasons. Right now, without taking time to really study and sit back, I think every year is different, whether it's by position, whether it's by schematics, and whether it's by opponents that you play. And even to the point of also, I mean, you can take it to the next level. You look at 2018 and you see the amount of turnovers and defensive touchdowns, special teams touchdowns. Regardless of how it affects the offense, it can affect the team. Complementary football in all three phases. So there's a lot of different things you can look at: coaching, players, scheme. So that's something that at the end of the season, I'll be able to look at and see. And it's hard right now to be able to give you a specific, just because I think every year is just a little bit different.
Next question, Mark Potash.
Man, whether Justin plays or not, what is your most honest assessment of his rookie year? And do you, in retrospect, do you wish he had sat all year, or do you wish he had played all year? Wouldn't it have been better one or the other instead of kind of the way it's worked out? Not for obvious reasons, injuries and stuff, but do you wish it would have been one way or the other, and which way?
No, I don't, because I think everything happens for a reason. I believe that we went into it with a plan of Andy being the starter for the entire season, and it didn't go that route. We had to make sure that if Andy was going to get injured, which he did, was Justin prepared enough to be the starter, and could he grow? And he's done that. And I think you got to give Justin a lot of credit. So I've always been wired that way, where whatever happens, it's supposed to be that way, and you attack it. So
stop right there. Like you said, his whole plan from the beginning was Justin wasn't even going to play this year at all. At all. When we listen to fake-ass experts on ESPN, he supposed to play Justin the first day. Do you think he should have got fired if he played Justin the first day and he went 2-something? And by the way it looked, Justin would have got hurt anyway. So who you think was the smartest person, even though everybody was trying to make him do one thing up, put Justin Fields in? He would not do it. He even called main man QB1. Everybody told him he was putting his career on the line by not putting dude in it. And he said, what? It ain't about me. It's about this young man's career. And I got a plan for him. It's that fucking simple. You think he got a plan for Justin Fields and the owner don't know the plan? Do you think this was the plan that they had? To put Justin Fields in as a rookie? So you think he had his own plan without nobody knowing his plan? Think. None of McCaskey knew his plan. They didn't sit down with him the day he drafted Justin Fields and asked him, what are we doing with him, man? How are we going to do it? You think they don't know his plan was to bring in somebody, a veteran like Dalton, let him start the whole season? Do you understand that? So we step back. Do you think Andy Dalton was going to take us to the Super Bowl? Fuck no. Did McCaskey them think that Andy Dalton was going to take us to the Super Bowl? The day that they sat down with Matt Nagy, and Matt Nagy said, I'm sitting Justin down for a year. I'm going to let Andy Dalton start. And the only reason this is happening is because this is his future we calculate for the franchise. So that owner is in this conversation. So the only people that didn't know this was going on was the idiots on ESPN. For I'm concerned, everything's going the way it went the way they and ownership wanted to go up until Andy Dalton had to leave. And they had to put Justin Fields in. Even that game that he went in, he wasn't even prepped for that one. He was a backup. He ain't getting no reps that week. No reps. Dalton go down. You're not a veteran quarterback. You're not gonna come in and just be stable. He coming in and he got to figure out what the hell. This is the first time he playing. You got decent coordinators going at him. Meanwhile, him and Nagy is trying to figure out what's the best way to keep your skills and put you in the offense. Why on the fly now? Because Dalton is hurt. So now you got Dalton hurt, Justin Fields in. It's like ain't no need even going back to Andy Dalton because he already in. We was gonna save him for next year, but he in there. That's it. That's why Dalton ain't come back. You just stay with that was it. This is his franchise. Him, Nagy, and the owner sat down in the beginning and made it clear to each other that he is our franchise and we're gonna do X, Y, and Z to protect him for the future. There's no way in that conversation they thought Andy Dalton was going to take us to the Super Bowl. There's no way the owners of the Chicago Bears thought when Matt Nagy told them that I'm going to sit Justin for the year now. We're going to prep him. He's going to be ready for next year for sure. We're going to prep him for next year. That conversation, I'm going to prep him for next year. He's going to be ready for next season. Do you think he gets fired in between fucking training somebody that he just drafted? That don't even make any sense. So he gonna get fired after drafting somebody, sitting down with management and saying, "Hell, man, I'm gonna sit this guy down for next season. We're gonna train him up to see. We're gonna just let Andy Dalton be the QB." There's nobody in that room when you said that thought they was going to the Super Bowl. That's just that simple. So you can't have the owner come out and act like, I just need to win. No. There's no way you thought that. Nobody in the right mind thought that Andy Dalton was going to take the Super Bowl. So this whole season, y'all already put in the bag. You, Nagy, the owner, the Caskies. This season was already in the bag before it started. ESPN clowns don't know that this season they sat down and knew that was done. They knew for a fact the best thing to do is try to be competitive. They knew that. Because, I mean, how far you thought you were going to go with Dalton? Now, if Dalton would have did some spectacular, played way better than everybody thought he would be, then took us somewhere, that would be great. But next year, Justin would be taking over. He could have took us to the Super Bowl. And Justin would be our starting quarterback next year. So that was their plan. No matter how Dalton, it was up to Dalton to take us somewhere. It was his thing. It's your team, baby. Take this team to the Super Bowl, baby. If you can't, you can't. We knew you couldn't. That's why we got Justin waiting for next year and we trained him. So how you fire him? So I don't think the owner can even look him in the face with a straight face and be like, you fired him. Because they all knew at the beginning of the season that they was doing this season just to prep my man. So if Dalton can take us to the playoffs, cool. Dalton can take us to the Super Bowl. Hell, yes, we love it. Dalton will be next to Jimmy May. But that next season, wouldn't have been there, bro. Wouldn't have been there next season.
I think with the way that it's gone from the very first start for Justin against Cleveland in that environment, that atmosphere, the way we've learned how to use him and his development between the coaches and him himself with his teammates, his relationships, there's a lot of good from that. I think for him to be able to understand this year the speed of the game and what it's like against these defenses. These guys are fast. So when you get to the edge, you got to protect yourself. Just how to be a pro from Monday to Saturday, like how that goes. And that part has been really, really good for him. He's gonna obviously, I think he's gonna have a really, really bright future. And he works extremely hard. Now the other stuff, the DNA stuff, the experience that he's gotten, any of these rookie quarterbacks or any position, if for whatever reason you're forced to play or you do play, you attack with full speed ahead, and that's what Justin's done. So I don't look one way or the other.
As it turned out, he's better for having played, right?
Again, we will see, but I think the playing time that he has had and the way it's happened, it's obviously supposed to be that way. And he's done a great job attacking it mentally, physically, and I think everybody can have their own opinion on what they think for Justin. Justin could have his own opinion, but in the end, getting reps for him, I think is going to definitely help him out.
Thanks, Matt.
Yep.
Question, Hub?
Hey, Matt. Good morning. You know, it seems like we're constantly grilling you about the offense, but you just mentioned the defense in 18, and you know, obviously Vic left. We know that, great football coach, but he didn't make a single play in 18. What's changed with the defense? You know, it's kind of slowed down a little bit each year since 18 as well.
Oh, you know, I would say this. Number one, you know, since I've been head coach for 4 years, we've had 3 different defensive coordinators. So they all are going to have their spin on things. And as I got here, and I think for good reason, you know, Vic being here before me and the experience he's had as a defensive coordinator and the relationships that he had built with these players. And then for him to get a head coaching job, obviously I would have loved to have him stay and keep him. But at the same time, it's a great opportunity for him to live a dream and to be a head coach. He's worked hard for that. And then you go ahead and you go through the interview process and you hire a great head coach and former coordinator in Chuck Pagano. And so now there's that part of him building relationships and him putting in his style of what he wants to do defensively. And it's similar in family type as far as schematics go. And then, you know, Coach Chuck retires and now you got to find your third one. And now you get a guy that's in-house that you really believe and trust. And Sean's done a great job. So I think that those 3 coordinators all in their own way have done a really good job of trying to put their specific blueprint.
Most definitely. Oh man. Let's get into the whole NFL and this motherfucker. Now, like I said before, the Bears gonna make a decision in the season, right? As far as I'm concerned, everything can stay where it is, you know. As long as I got my quarterback, I'm good to go. You know? As long as your boy got that quarterback, we good to go. What's going on with Dallas, bro? Cowboys.
Hold on. Put my headphones on.
Yeah, you lost. You forgot they got that ass beat.
We ain't exactly get an ass.
Got that ass sparking on. Y'all
We
lost,
ain't get an ass whooped.
y'all lost by 3, I
I
think.
didn't like what happened. I didn't like putting all the starters in. I'd rather for that to happen. I'd rather lose the game and not have starters in.
Oh, so y'all ain't need that game?
Nah, we already had.
Oh shit.
But because they put their starters in, we lost Gallup for the season. Well, for the playoffs.
Damn.
Because he tore an ACL.
Damn.
And I knew that was going to happen. I knew, he said when he heard the pop, he already knew that was it.
Oh yeah, trust me, they be knowing when that shit happen, they know. They definitely know when that bullshit start popping. The shit pop. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But either way, y'all was gonna be in the playoffs without that, right?
And now we gotta have hello?
Yeah.
Now we gotta have plugins and shit. You know, plug in your third or whatever and make things better. But all in all, when Dak and them is in the field anyway, people find you out. That's why we was good. Like we was lighting shit up in the beginning of the season. People start looking at film, start looking at your traits and shit, and how you go about doing things. It's like you're doing it over and over again. Not to mention, Zeke ain't himself, and it's not that Zeke is not himself. Zeke is regression, meaning that he ain't like how he was as a rookie season.
Yeah. Dang.
They'd have already ran his ass down in the dirt.
Hey, shouts out to Robert Quinn though. He broke Richard Dent record. You know what I'm saying? Richard Dent had 17 and a half sacks one season, was the Bears' best season sack total in 1 year. Now, the funny thing about this right here is all the teams now are playing 17 games and shit. You know what I'm saying? So the single season record joints is kind of foggy now because, for example, Richard Dent made that sack total. I think they're playing 16 games, and he only played in 10. You feel me? We start getting details, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And they playing 17 games now and shit. But he did do it in the 16 because he still got one more game, so he did it in the right amount of time. Not just the season, but he did it where, let me think. He did it. All right, 17 and a half was the Bears single season lead, not the NFL season. Richard Dent was our best sacker in our career, in our franchise history. And he was averaging 17 sacks a season. That's the difference here. You know what I'm saying? This is one season he got like 18 sacks. But Richard Dent was doing that shit every season. He ain't missed a season with 17 sacks. You know what I'm saying? He was a cold monster.
It's just the Bears got to reevaluate their shit and get back out there.
Who?
Yeah.
I'm good, bro. I'm telling you right now, once we drafted motherfucker Justin Fields, I'm good. It's like I don't even give a fuck what happened. Just wait for the off season. We come back nasty. What? But shout out to Robert Quinn for doing what he did.
Y'all need a wide receiver.
We definitely need a big wide receiver for sure.
Y'all might could get Antonio Brown.
That nigga run off the court and shit. Fuck around the beds be too cold for that shit. Nigga ain't taking all that shit off.
Yeah, that's the Windy Sea. You ain't taking no clothes off.
He run around looking for a coat while he leaving and shit.
He can ask Fabulous for his green fur.
Well, what's the motherfucking name that we wearing fur all the time?
Cameron.
Used to fuck with Nicki Minaj. Oh, Cameron too.
Oh, Meek Mill.
The one before him.
Cameron
on Love Hip Hop.
Oh, Safari. These niggas got weird taste in fur. Fabulous had a green fur. He was courtside with Antonio Brown at the Nets game. You know, he was at the Nets game the other night.
Oh yeah, man.
And
that whole thing is just fucked
it's
up.
Just
it's hard to. That's something crazy right there, bro. Because it started to smell like what happened was they wanted to. I'm guessing where he was saying his ankle was hurt, and what they was telling him was, the doctor said you good, go the fuck in. You know what I'm saying? And once I ain't know the coach told him to leave the sidelines though. You feel me? Then they said Bruce Arians told him to get out, leave, you done. So that made him start taking shit off. You feel me?
He said, "Fuck y'all."
Like, nigga, you don't send. All right, you send me. You tell me. He basically told him he was fired on the sidelines. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that some shit?
The other thing about it is more. I've been doing research on it. This fiasco started a long time ago. The nigga, when he was at the old team, he froze his foot. I don't know what that was about, but he was just start doing shit on purpose for all his other teams so they could just let his ass go. Then he gets like he froze his foot and he was peeling the skin or some shit. We was with the Oakland Raiders or something. Like he was doing wild ass shit.
Yeah.
Like why would you freeze your foot on purpose? You get hypothermia like that. Like that's how you get that's the fastest way to get your foot cut off.
ASAP.
So he doing shit like that there. You wanna get out of he had that rape joint, assault joint or something when he was with the Patriots. And he left there, and now he got issue with these people right here.
But nah, when he's with Pittsburgh,
he was recording this coach talking in the locker room.
Yeah.
And when you're in the locker room, if you're in the locker room with your teammates, that's a sacred ground.
True.
Camera's not even supposed to be. The reporters got to get the fuck out after that.
Hell yeah. That nigga was like, fuck that.
So we narrowed it down to two things. He either got a mental issue, which we know he do.
No bullshit.
I was looking at first take. Ryan Clark used to be his teammate. He said that Antonio Brown was always okay. But a little bit, you get a glimpse of something. But it's not like, it's like 5%, 5% diva-ish. But, these wide receivers, they're going to be like that.
Yeah.
But he said it was like real, he was like real busy, working out and always on the field, things of that nature. And all of a sudden, the real him come out. But he said he not sure if that's the real him because he been around his kids and stuff like that. He said no, he don't think he like that for real, for real. I think when Vontez Burfict put that big ass hit on him, like I been said, I think he'd have suffered fate right there.
Shit. When he had that video when he was screaming at his wife. You remember that?
Yeah, but that was after. All that wild ass shit he was doing was after.
Yeah.
Like he might need to get shock treatment or something. That nigga tripping. And be.
How I say it's like no matter what you say, you ain't supposed to be doing that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but again, like if the motherfucker coach got nasty, like, nah, you get the fuck out of here. You ain't on the court no more. You ain't on the field no more. Leave. That's a whole nother look at it, though.
Yeah, you gotta look at it. You gotta look at it that the coach. I mean, the coach did. The coach never really fucked with him anyway. Yeah, I think of it that too. He told me he got one time to fuck up. He told me he got one time to fuck up, and once he fucked up, that's it. He sealed his fate. Now you don't know.
You don't think this nigga will get another job?
Probably not the NFL. He probably get a job.
Incredible.
At the CFL. Canadian Football League. Canadian Football League, maybe when the XFL come back out, maybe that.
Okay, hold on. Look along, y'all. Look along, y'all.
Yeah. Who you there with? Hey, come here, girl. I'm just playing. Come here. Wifey home. Look, she bought more bags. More bags.
3 days later.
Ain't no freedom for the real, man. They got this girl over here acting like she live with me, man. She better get up out of here. Yo. Got the dicks out here. Got the dicks. Yo. These girls be so broke. They trying to force themselves in, man. You can't force your way in, man. Can't force your way in on the GOAT. They trying to force their way in. Like, you can't force your way in on the GOAT.
On the GOAT?
The police, man. Hollywood police say shit, man.
Bruh. Nigga using the word GOAT real loose.
Take that off. Bro, throw the clothes outside, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Throw the clothes outside, bro. Go. Go, bro. Go, bro. On the phone. Sir. Hey, sir. So you saying she blocked at the gate? You gonna continue to bring her over here every day? This your second day her here? Damn, she blocked at the gate. This is the second time these people was here, bro.
Little boys, her clothes out on the
So what about my car, bro? How can she leave with the car? No, bro. Get the kids clothes. Ain't no more, bro. Get them the f out of here. What you mean? Bro, get them the f out of here, bro. Hey, sir, what about the car she driving? That's my car. What you told me? Ain't no domestic. She don't stay here. She blocked by the gate. You keep letting her in. You keep bringing her in. Yeah. Get the f out of here. Hey, listen. You police gotta stop doing that. You can't be letting these people just come in on my privacy. She don't supposed to be here. Police don't help nobody, man. They the police. Police supposed to get justice. Don't help no fucking body. The police.
Nigga said, fuck the police. Yeah, right. That was before all that. That was before all that, right?
That was after. That was after he got snapped. His head snapped. Cause that shit, he was I think that was like 2016, 2015. He had that big ass hit.
Oh yeah. You y'all think somebody else said something about that, yeah? You think that fucked his head up?
The way he was rag dog like that. Like Ryan Clark, Ryan Clark said he been around them a lot when they was teammates.
Oh, yeah.
So he never caught nothing like that until some time ago, and he said he believed. I don't think he ain't say that, but he said until like a few years ago. Now, if you refer to a few years ago, like when that big ass hit from Vertez Burfitt to his ass, when he rad dogged his ass and snatched his brain out of his head, he knocked the sense out of him.
Somebody else said they think it might be that shit too. Might fuck them up. They talking about change the Reds. They got the name for the Redskins. They about to start reveal that joint. They probably changed it and everything. Yeah?
They said they still got the same burgundy and gold, dingy ass uniforms.
Yeah, they supposed to change the name or some shit.
But they supposed to change the name. They narrowed it down to a few names, and they might keep it as football team. But they said defenders, a couple of names.
It's hard for them to market the football team. You can't market that. People call it what the fucks.
Yeah, as of right now. That's like, okay, we got a snow day now, right? Like when yesterday came down, after it got finished snowing, I ordered some Subway. On the app, they got your man on there, quarterback for the Jags. And they called the sandwich the Sunshine. Referring to
they made him a sandwich.
Huh?
They named it after him?
Well, he's not Sunshine, but he do look like Sunshine from off of the Titans.
Oh, I got you.
That's why they called it the Sunshine. And they got him on it. Like right now, they got him marketing for Subway. Remember RG3 marketed for Subway at one point too.
Oh yeah. Who y'all play this week?
We play Eagles.
Y'all play? I thought y'all just played it. We
played the Eagles beginning of the year.
Oh.
We waxed their ass. We
gotta play Minnesota. Shout out to everybody that check the joint out, man. Check us out, the Third Perspective Podcast tomorrow night, 11 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? We always live with that shit. You know what I'm saying? We're a live stream podcast. Just made that up. That's a new name. Live stream podcast. You know what I'm saying? No, check us out tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We out until then. You know?